Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. Wherever you're tuning in from around the globe, peace, blessings, financial freedom. Peace, blessings, financial freedom. Peace, blessings, financial freedom. Welcome to the $1 Trillion Tickers broadcast. I'm your host, Matt Riches. This is your pre-market briefing for Wednesday, March 11th, 2026. This morning's CPI inflation data came in exactly as forecasted across the board, but the market reacted with significant volatility. It instantly rolled up and instantly sold off way more than it bought up. All right, so the key question heading into today's trading session is whether the post-CPI sell-off continues or if buyers step back in and attempt to reclaim momentum. I track the headlines, the data, and the market levels so you don't have to. This show is for education and entertainment purposes only. Always do your own research, but you could use this show as a foundation. Let's get into the daily mantra. I deserve to be healthy. I deserve to be happy. I deserve the wealth that I'm building for me and my family. Riches and freedom, they come to our hands. I am the master of all I command. My learning is limitless. My earnings are too. The more I discover, the more I can do. The stock market is a machine of design, and I have the power to make that wealth mine. I am capable, I am skilled, I am bold. Blessings on the journey as the vision unfolds. All right, so as far as the Forex Factory red folders, yes, we had Core CPI month over month, CPI month over month, and CPI year over year. All the numbers came in exactly as forecasted. And yes, SPX, the NAS 100, and the Dow, they all initially spiked up and it sold off immediately after. Okay, so later on today we have crude oil inventories at 7:30, federal budget balance at 11 a.m., and President Trump speaks at 1:25 p.m. So as far as earnings, we had Oracle. They beat on earnings by 5%, beat on revenue by 1.5%. The stock is currently up 9.25% from yesterday's close. All right, so let's get into Robert Greene's daily law. Intensity of focus. Daily law. It is not your studies that will bear fruit, but the intensity of your attention. Mastery is not determined by how much information we consume, but by how deeply we engage with it. Marcel Proust appeared to live a leisurely life on the surface, yet beneath that surface, he was intensely analyzing people, literature, and his own psychology. That intensity of attention eventually allowed him to transform years of experiences into one of the greatest literary works ever written. For long-term investors, this law highlights the importance of deep understanding rather than surface-level knowledge. Simply reading headlines or following popular opinions is rarely enough to develop strong investment conviction. Successful investors spend time studying businesses, industries, economic cycles, and long-term trends. Over years, this focused attention builds a deeper understanding of markets and allows investors to identify opportunities others overlook. Just like Proust cultivated insights over long periods of time, long-term investors cultivate knowledge that eventually compounds into better decision-making. For active traders, intensity of focus translates into studying price behavior and market structure with discipline. Successful traders analyze charts, patterns, volatility, and risk management with careful attention to detail. Instead of reacting emotionally to every market move, they develop a structured understanding of how price tends to behave in different environments. Over time, this focused observation allows traders to recognize patterns faster, execute trades with greater confidence. The edge comes not from watching the market casually, but from observing it with deliberate attention. This is Trading Dollar Tickers, and I'm your host, Matt Riches. All right, let's get into the market caps of our Trading Dollar Tickers. Let's see what we got, folks. Excuse that ad. The most valuable company in the world, Nvidia, 4.49 trillion, followed by Apple, 3.83 trillion, Google, 3.71 trillion, Microsoft, 3.01 trillion, Amazon, 2.3 trillion, TSM, 1.8 trillion, Meta, 1.65 trillion, AVGO, 1.62 trillion, Tesla, 1.49 trillion, and Berkshire B, 1.06 trillion, y'all. All right. Let's check out where we are in the pre-market. So we have SPY is at 677.08 in the pre-market. QQQ is at 608.51 in the pre-market. What? Hold on. Excuse me. SPY is at 677.30 in the pre-market. QQQ is at 608.74 in the pre-market. Nvidia is at 185.80. Apple is at 261.46. Google is at 306.46. Microsoft is at 404.90. Amazon is at 214.33. TSM is at 353.14. AVGO is at 342.01. Meta is at 654.06. Tesla is at 402, looking strong in the pre-market. And Berkshire B is at 493.23. All right, let me prepare my 8-chart display. Top left-hand corner, we have Nvidia. To the right, Apple, Google, Microsoft. Underneath Nvidia, we have Amazon. To the right, TSM, AVGO, and Meta Platforms. All right. We got about 30 seconds before market opens. Let's see what we got next. All right, let's get ready. Let's get ready for the market open, y'all. Nice stretch. Woo. Let's get it. Let's get it. Market open. Market open. Market open. The market is open. March 11th, Wednesday, 6:30 a.m. Let's get into it. Let's see. Let me put it on a 1-minute chart so we can see the movement. The initial movement. Let's go. All right, SPY is up fractionally at 677.80. QQQ is up over 0.25% at 609.66. Nvidia is up 0.75% at 186.20. Apple is at break even at 261. Google is barely over break even at 307.22. Microsoft is up 0.25% at 406.69. Amazon is up almost 1% at 216.33. TSM is up 1.25% at 350.98. AVGO is down fractionally at 341.68. Meta is up 0.25% at 655.62. Tesla is up 1.75% at 406. Berkshire B is down almost 0.25% at 493.08. All right, SPX is barely under break even at 6,790. The NAS 100 is up almost 0.25% at $25,030. It's back over 25,000, y'all. Pam Bondi's Dow Jones is down fractionally at 47,667. The Dow Jones ETF is barely under break even at 477.57. And the VIX is under 25, y'all. The VIX is at 24.76. 10-year Treasury note is at 4.18. The price of gold is $5,173 per ounce. The gold trust is at 102.37. The silver trust is at 77.70. The copper miners ETF is at 82.62. AMD is up almost 2% at 207. Bitcoin is back over 70,000. It's at 70,540. IBIT is at 39.99. Ethereum is at 2,055. So Ethereum broke out back over 2,000. BMNR is at 21.24. Palantir is up over 1% at 152.92. And Robinhood is trying to get back to $80. It's up over 1% at 79.38, y'all. All right, let's check out some news. Let's see what we got. Let's start it out with Mark Cuban.
If you're AI native, because you've been using it through your 4 years of college or 2 years, or 2 years from now, having had 4 years experience, they need you.
Yeah.
Maybe they have one person who's picked it up, 2 people.
Yeah.
But if you have a business background, which you can learn in school, and you become an AI native, you can walk into a small company and say, I can help you.
Right.
I can create agents for you that'll go out and look for things. We had one of my Shark Tank companies is Rebel Cheese, and they added a direct-to-consumer business. And they created an agent that compares the weight that comes off a scale for what they're saying, or the box type, and what they were invoiced by UPS or FedEx, and compared to the price list. Always got overcharged. Always. Yeah. This little company is saving, thousands of dollars a week just by using an agent, and it's not anything difficult or advanced. So being able to walk into a company and say, I can do this, I can do this, I can do this.
What's going on my screen right here? I don't know what's going on with the screen, people. What the heck is going on here? Oh, man. Technical difficulties. Excuse me, peoples. Screen just turned black for some reason. I don't know if you can still hear me. I got one more clip from Mark Cuban.
AI is a tool. It's a way to learn. It's a democratization of knowledge.
You're excited about this.
Oh my God.
Right. Cuban acknowledges benefits and dangers.
There's 2 types of approaches to AI. Some people who use it so they don't have to learn anything, and some people who use it so they have the opportunity to learn everything.
That's deep. That's deep right there, y'all. He said there's 2 type of approaches to AI. Some people who use it so they don't have to learn anything, and some people who use it so they have the opportunity to learn everything. Man, what the hell is going on here? Oh, that's what happened. Man, this thing be tripping. I think I gotta move that away from that. I don't know, man. It's pretty weird that technical glitch be happening. It doesn't make sense. But at least I know what it is now, so when it happens next time, I'll be able to fix it sooner. That started happening ever since I created those graphics. But anyway, next, world of statistics. 60% of companies fire Gen Z employees within months of hiring. 6 in 10 employers say they've already fired some of their Gen Z grads they hired fresh out of college earlier this year. Wow, that's crazy. Already? It's only March. They didn't even make it 90 days after graduating from college. Boy. Alright, next. Amazon self-driving car startup Zoox, Zoox, has started to map out the streets of Dallas, Texas, and Phoenix, Arizona, as a precursor to testing its autonomous vehicles in those cities. Oh, shout out Amazon for getting into the autonomous vehicle space. It looked decent too. I mean, it looked like a small SUV. I already deleted it, but yeah, it looked like a small SUV. All right, next, Dominique Dawes made history in 1996 in Atlanta as the first black woman to win an individual Olympic medal in gymnastics. 30 years later, she's back in the same metro area making history yet again, this time operating a 20,000 square foot academy in Alpharetta designed to train and protect the next generation. From the city where she cemented her legacy to the community she's now pouring into, this is bigger than a gym. It's about access. It's young girls walking into a space where excellence finally looks like them. This isn't about gymnastics. It's about belonging. Because black girls deserve safe spaces in sports. That's dope. That's dope. I remember Dominique Dawes too. Back in the 96. I was in what? 8th grade. Oh, there she go right now. Oh boy, Dominique Dawes Academy. Gymnastics / ninja. She's still looking good, folks. 30 years later, she back. Shout out Dominique Dawes. I think it's Black Women's History Month. So I got another black woman we're going to celebrate. This is the most awarded student in Georgia. Pulls off one of the greatest flexes, showcasing her achievements and securing over $1 million in scholarships.
And over $1 million in scholarships. And over $1 million in scholarships. I told y'all I was gonna be back, y'all. I told y'all come for the crowd. Vote me governor, y'all.
Okay, my baby got the most awards, y'all, and she's gonna be the governor of Georgia. Go ahead.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And I got medals. Got 1.
You can hear all the medals
4,
clanking
5,
together.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Then we got
Jeez.
Core, National Dance Honor Society, Student Athletic Advisory Committee, senior class, JROTC, and I got, some more awards.
Incredible, yo. This is
$1
incredible.
million scholarship for any college, and she just keeps getting all these scholarships.
That's pretty incredible, y'all. I ain't seen nobody with that many awards ever. In high school, too. All right, next. Let's check out the sectors. Let's see where money is moving to. What sectors are running today? XLE is up over 0.5% at 55.92. XLK is up 1% at 141.18. XLF is down almost 0.25% at 49.95. XLY is up over 0.5% at 115.21. XLC is up fractionally at 117.53. XLV is down 0.5% at 152.47. XLP is down almost 1% at 84.96. XLU is down 0.5% at 46.28. XLI is down 0.5% at 169.03. XLB is down almost 1% at 49.42, and XLRE is down almost 1% at 42.54, y'all. All right, let's check out the Fear and Greed Index. We are at 26. We are almost in extreme fear, but we are on the borderline of fear, y'all. We're at 26 of the Fear and Greed Index. All right, let's check out the heat map. Let's see where money is moving to. It's a lot of green in technology services, in electronic technology. We got some green over there, but we also got a lot of red. Got a lot of red in finance. Got a lot of red in consumer staples. We got a lot of red in healthcare, and utilities, and industrials. Got some green in energy. Yeah, it's only 3 green sectors and 8 red sectors so far today. Oh, communications just turned green. All right, so that's what we got, folks. All right, next, Mark Andreessen. He said, my information consumption is now 25% Twitter or X, 25% podcast interviews of the smartest practitioners, 25% talking to leading AI models, and 25% reading old books. The opportunity cost of anything else is far too high and rising daily. Mark Andreessen is a leading venture capitalist. All right, next. I thought this was pretty dope. A group of 19 black households purchased 97 acres of land in Georgia to buy their own town. That's dope, y'all. That is super dope. That is super dope. Give us a blueprint. We need to interview them so we can get the blueprint on how they did it. That definitely sounds like a good interview for EYL. Go interview who organized it, or just the leading voice out of that group, so we can get that blueprint, so we can do it again in another town. Next, we got some motivation from Wallow. It says, dedication is showing up even when excitement fades. That's when real winners separate themselves. All right. Next, Trump said, I'm proud to announce that America's first refining is opening. They didn't write that right. Trump is proud to announce that the first new U.S. oil refinery in 50 years is going to open in Brownsville, Texas. All right, next. 73.7% of all wealth is held by those over 55, up from 56.2% in 2000. That's a big jump, y'all. That's a big jump. All right. We got a clip from 19 Keys, y'all. It's less than 1 minute. Check it out.
Change execution.
Hold on. Let me fix the volume.
AI agents are going to change execution. When execution becomes democratized, because right now some people are really good at executing, some people are just good at having an idea. Now the idea people are very important. The strategists are very important because your idea can now be executed by the machine. See, it used to be, if you're going back into ancient times, you're thinking about those people who are able to have the most amount of labor. They're able to have the most amount of power because they're able to organize that labor over time that allows them to be very efficient, right? And with that efficient labor allows them to make more money than somebody else. If I'm working by myself and you got 10 people working, you're going to produce a greater output, right? So therefore, you're going to generate more wealth because you can generate more labor over time. AI agents are going to change execution. When execution becomes democratized, because right now some people are really good at executing, some people are just good at having an idea. Now the idea people are very important. The strategists are very important because your idea can now be executed by the machine. See, it used to be, if you're going back into ancient times, and you're thinking about those people who are able to have the most amount of labor. They're able to have the most amount of power because they're able to organize that labor over time that allows them to be very efficient, right? And with that efficient labor allows them to make more money than somebody else. If I'm working by myself and you got 10 people working, you're going to produce a greater output, right? So therefore, you're going to generate more wealth because you can generate more labor over time.
Let's use AI to help us generate more labor. Let's have these AI agents working for us in our businesses. We got to get on it, y'all. The time is now. All right, next. BlackRock is committing $100 million of grant capital to fund and expand training programs in the skilled trades, including plumbers and electricians. Next, JP Morgan forced to mark down loans and has decided to reduce lending to private credit groups. You know how private credit is getting smacked around? Well, add JP Morgan to that list. Of people who are smacking around in private creditors. All right. I thought this was interesting. In 1984, Iran honored Malcolm X with a postage stamp during the Universal Day of Struggle against racial discrimination. Shout out Iran. Does Malcolm X even have a stamp here in the United States? I don't know, man. I'm definitely not mad at Iran. All right, next. NVIDIA makes significant investment in Thinking Machines Lab, which was founded by former OpenAI CTO Mira Murati, signals a significant push into AI innovation beyond hardware, including a multi-year gigawatt scale chip supply deal valued in the tens of billions. The partnership positions NVIDIA at the core of emerging AI ecosystems, funding research on lab platforms while securing long-term demand for its GPUs amid intensifying competition from rivals like AMD and custom chips. Murati's lab focuses on scalable AI for robotics and general intelligence, leveraging her OpenAI experience to attract top talent, potentially accelerating breakthroughs in embodied AI applications. Shout out NVIDIA. All right, so this is former Google CEO Eric Schmidt. He just revealed what one of his programmers does. Check it out. It's about 1 minute.
The most likely scenario, one is that it's always been true that the very top programmers were worth 10 times more than the ones right below. There's something special about the mathematical reasoning skills of programmers. Those people will become more valuable, not less valuable, because these systems need to be controlled by humans at the moment. Those people will be capable of grasping the parallelization and the activities of this. It also means that you're going to have a relatively small number of very large companies and a very large number of very small companies because you don't need as many people. And you're watching that play out this month. One startup I'm involved with, I was talking to the programmer. He said, well, here's what I do. He's working on UIs of various kinds. And I said, I write the spec of what I want, and then I write a test function, an evaluation function, and then I turn it on. And I said, what time? And he goes, 7 o'clock in the evening. When does it finish? Oh, 4 in the morning. And then he gets up, has breakfast, and then he sees what's been invented. I mean, it's mind-boggling.
That's pretty dope, man. You can start something at 7 p.m., let it run all night, check on it at 4 a.m., and see what's been created. Man, we in the future, y'all, for real. That's not even 1 day. That's just overnight, y'all. All right, next. Wallow. We got some more motivation from Wallow. Every setback is a setup for a stronger strategy. Adjust. Don't abandon. Next. It's from Dan Ives. Oracle had a monster quarter and a great guide and commentary around AI backlog. This will be reviewed as a huge relief for the software and tech sector, with investors watching this print/guide very carefully given the AI build-out jitters. Step by step, Oracle is disproving the bears. Yeah, it was definitely running. Let's see if it's still running. Because it was definitely running after. Since market close, it was definitely running. Let's see. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? Ooh, look at that gap right there, y'all. That thing gapped. Oh, yeah, it's running. It is running. It's up 13% right now. $19 from yesterday. Very strong move. Oh, that's probably why technology is up today. I forgot to check the algo. We'll do it at 7. That boy, the market is open for 30 minutes. But do we have more? Oh, we don't have crude oil until 7:30. All right. I think I got some more news, though. Let's see. We got some good news. This is from KTLA in Los Angeles. A sweeping operation in and around Southern California led to the rescue of 37 children out of 50 who have been identified as missing from 1 to 24 months. Shout out to the rescuers who found the children. They are not headed to the next Epstein Island. They were actually rescued. So shout out to them, y'all. Good job. All right, next. Taiwan Semiconductor brought in a total of $22.65 billion in the first 2 months of this year. That's up 30% year over year, y'all. Shout out TSM. All right, on this day in 1913, Harriet Tubman passed away. She escaped slavery and then fought and freed hundreds of slaves. Salute to the ancestor queen. All right, next, let's check out some ETFs we like to look at on this show. IWM. Oh, looks like this gap is filled. I can go ahead and delete that gap. IWM is down almost 0.75% at 251.51. SPYM is just about break even. QQQM is up over 0.25% at 250.98. SPYG is up over 0.25% at 104.10. SOXQ is up almost 1% at 62.56. TQQQs is up almost 1% at 49.84. SOXL is up over 3%, 3.5% at 56.50. Looks like last Monday or 2 days ago, it came down to the first day of this year's price point and bounced dramatically. So that was definitely some support. So that shows that, oh, look like we had a little gap under there too. Let me draw this gap. There we go. So it came halfway into the gap and then took off to the upside. Same thing for SOXX. It's up over 1.25% at 343.39. XLG, it's been consolidating a lot this past month, but it's up almost 0.5% at 57.36. The IVES 30 is up almost 2% at 30.80. SPYI is barely over break even at 51.57. QQQI is up almost 0.5% at 52.66. All right, next, Starbucks founder Howard Schultz is moving from Seattle to Miami. Also, Starbucks Corporation is gradually moving its headquarters to Tennessee. The state of Washington just approved a 9.9 income tax aimed at their people making over $1 million a year. They already have a death tax on estates. Florida has neither. Expect many Seattle region high earners to exit this year. Mark Monroe, the brother who introduced the black community to the options market, he lives in Seattle. And I'm pretty sure he's making over $1 million a year. So I'm wondering, is he going to exit to somewhere with lower taxes? Or is he just going to pay the taxes? Let us know, Mark, on your next Twitter Live. All right, next. Dr. Dre has reached billionaire status, y'all. Today, Forbes released its richest people in the world list, and Dre made the cut for the first time with a net worth of $1 billion. He is the 332 richest person on the planet, tied with Beyonce. This new ranking makes Dr. Dre the second richest hip-hop artist behind Jay-Z, and only the sixth musician on the list. Jay-Z became a billionaire in 2019, and he's pushed his net worth to $2.8 billion, with investments in Duce, Ace of Spades, Tidal, Roc Nation, and more. Dre's official entry into the Forbes list comes 12 years after he announced he was hip-hop's first billionaire during the sale of his headphones to Apple for $3 billion. When everything was finalized, Dre took home about $500 million from that sale, but he was not a billionaire. In 2022, his net worth dipped to $400 million. I remember he got a divorce and he lost all that bread during the divorce, but it looked like he bounced back like a champ, and now he's a billionaire. Shout out Dr. Dre, West Coast, baby. All right, next. This is from Amit. He said, a month ago, Robinhood told everyone they had $400 million in banking deposits on 25,000 funded accounts. 1 month later, they have $1 billion in deposits. That's a 150% increase on 65,000 funded accounts. That's a 160% increase. Robinhood has 27 million users. There is a broader story to Robinhood outside of trading, and that is becoming the financial super app. Being able to scale a non-trading part of the business with this type of rapid speed is beyond incredible, and is only further legitimizing their ability to become a true financial super app. Shout out Robinhood, y'all. Let's get it. All right, next. Also from Amit. NVIDIA is set to invest $2 billion into Nebius. Nebius will deploy 5 gigawatts plus of NVIDIA systems by the end of 2030. Nice to see how NVIDIA shows some love to Nebius. Seems like Nebius and CoreWeave are the preferred neoclouds by the world's largest AI company. It's up 8% in the pre-market today. All right. That's all the news for today. Let's run the numbers on the trading dollar. Oh, I missed it again. 7 o'clock. Let's see if we got any trades on the algo on the 15-minute chart. Let's go to our trading dollar tickers. Actually, let's start with SPY. SPY is up. I think we got faked out yesterday. That thing reversed. But, it's possible. Definitely possible. All right, so we had a strong buy here at 6:45. The candle's been open since 7 o'clock. But the entry was 677.89. Oh, it actually hit TP1 already, and now it's pulling back. So SPY already hit it, but yeah, we don't want it if it already hit the target. All right, next QQQ. Let's see what we got. Oh, we had a buy in the pre-market. We had a close, but it hit TP1 and was pennies away from TP2. Let's check out NVIDIA. NVIDIA had a buy at 3:45 a.m. in the pre-market. It did end up running. I'm looking for a signal after market open that hasn't hit TP1 yet to see if we can find any. Apple had a buy in the pre-market. Hit TP1. Oh, look at this. This is definitely a buy signal here on this candle. This is a monster candle. Let's see what we got. Oh, they had a buy in the pre-market. Google had a buy in the pre-market. Alright. Microsoft. You got anything? Had a strong buy here at market open. The entry was 407.30. It's currently 44 cents below the entry. And the stop loss is 405.57. And take profit is 409.91. All right, next, let's see. Amazon, we got anything? No, they had a buy in the pre-market. Let's see. TSM, we got anything? Had a buy in the pre-market. AVGO. Oh, we got a close signal on this one. They had a buy on the pre-market though. Meta Platforms. I had a buy in the pre-market. Tesla. Okay, Tesla looking very strong. It's up over 3% today. Tesla had a buy in the pre-market and it's been running. Berkshire B. Looks like it's back in the gap. They had a sell in the pre-market. Let's see. Gold. What we got on gold, y'all? Oh, they had a sell. Back at midnight. Silver. Looks like silver filled the gap. Let me check on the daily to make sure. Yep, gap filled. Delete that off there. Actually, we can go to the 30-minute now. Because the market been open for almost 40 minutes. So that's going to be a stronger signal. Check out the copper miners. Let's see what we got. The larger the time frame, the stronger the signal. AMD. We got a buy signal here. Yesterday. Had the buy signal yesterday at 204.22. And it was pennies away from TP3 today. So there goes, that shows you an example of a buy signal on a 30-minute that you could take profits the following day. But it's such a volatile market. It's really not even a swing trader's market right now with Trump in office. Bitcoin had a buy signal at 6 a.m. at 70,238, and it was pretty close to hitting TP1, but it's pulled back now. Looks like IBIT closed the gap as well. Yep, let me go ahead and delete that gap. They had a buy in a pre-market. Got very close to TP1 by the time the market opened. Ethereum had a buy at 6 a.m. as well. It did hit TP1. BMNR had a buy in the pre-market. Palantir had a buy in the pre-market. And Robinhood looking weak right now. It ran up in the first candle, but it's looking weak. All right. That's it, folks. Let's get to Instagram motivation. Oh, I thought this was very interesting. So they have what they call the 4-burner theory. It cost Elon Musk his first marriage. It explains why Jeff Bezos is in peak physical shape but divorced. And even why Mark Zuckerberg stepped back from real-world relationships. The 4-burner theory says your life has 4 burners: health, family, friends, and work. You can only truly keep 2 burning at once. If you want extraordinary success, you usually turn off 1 burner. If you want elite performance, you often turn off 2. Relentless ambition demands sacrifice, late nights, obsessive focus, emotional trade-offs. Balance sounds good, but intensity builds empires. Many high achievers protect the work burner first. Health sometimes stays on for performance. Family and friends quietly dim in the background. Psychologically, obsession narrows attention. Your brain rewards progress with dopamine. Success becomes addictive, and relationships require time that ambition consumes. The question is not, can you have it all? The real question is, what are you willing to sacrifice? You cannot run all 4 burners at full flame. Choose consciously, or your life will choose for you. I thought that was super deep. Y'all. So I had to bring that to the people. Oh, check this out. This is very interesting. So this is a throwback clip from the Johnny Carson show. A millionaire explains why he refuses to get married. Check it out, y'all.
I never got married because I don't see any reason to make somebody else a partner with my money. I had a very rough career. I suffered and struggled all my life. It took me 20 years to become a hit. And then I wasn't such a hit. It took me another 2, another 3, another 5. Then I came here. I wasn't such a sensation with you either, so I had to come back. Then you found out what I do for a living. Now you got me back again. Now it took me 25 years to do this. Now that I'm making a comfortable living for the first time, I'm going to go make somebody else a partner. It doesn't make no sense. This is the only business in the world where somebody who's contributed absolutely nothing to your life for your money says, how do you do? I'm your partner. And if God forbid you spend the week with her and it doesn't work out, you owe her money. How do you owe her money? She contributed nothing to your money. She had a better life with you than she ever had for herself, didn't she? Miss Yanta usually was living in Brooklyn someplace in a basement. She couldn't afford this electricity. She meets a guy like Johnny Carson, gives her everything in the world for nothing, and at the end of it, you owe her money. I never got...
How about that, y'all? How about that, man? I thought that was very interesting as well. All right, we got a couple more.
Chase excellence, never chase money. Why? Because money has an incredible way of finding excellence. Did you chase excellence and not money? Do you have the intellectual curiosity to learn everything you can about this incredible industry and master it? Become the smartest person in the room. Have you mastered it?
And you know how we like to end the show. The marathon continues.
It don't happen overnight. And there's going to be moments when it's really, really frustrating. And there's going to be moments when it's really, really inspiring and empowering. And if you get too high off the highs and too low off the lows, you're going to take yourself on a ride that's very uncomfortable. I think it's just about being committed to the work, appreciating it, when it's good and not stressing too bad when it's bad, just appreciating the work and staying focused on showing up every day.
And that's what we do here at Trillion Dollar Tickers. We show up every day. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. We'll be back tomorrow in the pre-market, 6:15 a.m. I'm your host, Matt Riches, and this is Trillion Dollar Tickers. Peace, blessings, financial freedom. Peace, blessings, financial freedom. Peace, blessings, financial freedom.